everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know. It's like, did she still have a channel? Is she still alive? Probably my longest absence yet, but I thought we'd catch up. I'd reintroduce myself. I feel like that much time has elapsed, and that we'd just get ready for old time's sake, you know what I mean? I want to do a little bit more focused, more thought out content, absolutely, but these are always a hit with you guys, and thank you for always being willing to listen to me talk. And we'll say the classic YouTube thing, not naked, just wearing a tube top. Just wearing a tube top. All right, I know she comes back and she's naked. Anyway, we got some catching up to do. I have some splaining to do. All of that good stuff. So we're just opening up the mirror, and today I definitely wanted to use some stuff that I've been loving. So much time has passed that I feel like everything would be essentially new to you guys, but I also want to use some old favorites, like, you know, the eyeshadow palette. I've done a dedicated video to this probably a year ago. Still using it up, still hitting the pan in every single shade, still my everyday go-to. But let's just do some skincare. I didn't do any skin prep. It's late right now. It's like 4 p.m. I've already been about my day getting a bunch of stuff done, but I just went sans makeup. But I want to sit down and talk to you guys, so makeup it is. So I'm just going to go in real quick. I think I did mention this. If not on this channel, I'm always on the Integrity Botanicals channel, so you guys can always check that out. But the Agent Nature Holy Water is an essence that I love. I'm just going to spray a little bit in my hands and rub it on in. So my big thing I've been doing lately is like thrifting, and what I also want to catch up with you guys about is just some things that have been going on in my life, and I feel like I'm getting to a good place. Still got the acrylics are still going strong. I know some of you hate them, but I love them so much. Aster and Bay Avo Eye Serum. We're gonna do a dab of that. But I don't really know what to start because so much time has passed. So, still at the restaurant that I switched up to. I believe I talked to you guys about that in my last video. I've also both gotten in a relationship and out of one in that span as well, the like 3-4 months since I've uploaded, so that's been an experience. I started therapy, which has been amazing. The best thing that I have chosen to do this year, hands down, absolutely no questions asked at all. Also just got the Demamiel Autumn Facial Oil. I used the spring one up every last bit. It was amazing. This one is no exception. Has a little bit different focus on the ingredients, of course, but it still has that same beautiful lightweight texture that sits so well underneath makeup, but also gives you a really nice dose of hydration that I think is so necessary for myself, both morning, noon, and night. Doesn't matter what time it is, we just got to put this stuff on. So I think the thing I want to talk about most is therapy, because I feel like it's really, I can feel the change in myself, and it is such an amazing thing, and I think it's going to make me a better person, and it's going to affect my life, and it has already in so many positive ways, and is allowing me to deal with this breakup in such a nice way as well. Obviously it comes in waves. I'm in a moment where I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling good. It's not always that way, but I think therapy has allowed me the tools to do that. So I think I started that up right, by the way, my lip's still hairy, so we're getting in there with a little razor and doing that. Some things never change, you guys. Therapy might make me a new person, but it's still a hairy bitch. Anyway, so the therapy thing, I don't know what exactly prompted it. I was caught up in a really toxic on again, off again thing, and I'm loyal to a fault, and I'm a giver, and I can get really caught up in a bad way, even if I know it's not the best for me. If I was to like sit down logically and be like, is this the best person for me to be with? The answer could be no, and I would still do it because I am emotionally invested already. So that's a story for a different day. That I would have to like fully describe to you how that came and went. But I was just with someone who just felt like they were perfect and was incredibly dismissive to me, and I'm a very sensitive, emotional creature, and so that really affects me a lot. By the way, using the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Cream Foundation, crazy about this stuff. It is so good, you guys. And I use the shade 22, warm it up on the back of my hand, and I just put it on like so. And now I'm just blending it in with this sponge, and it really does give the most natural finish, strong medium coverage that can be built up if you desire. I like it pretty much at the medium point because you know I don't really have acne to cover, I just have skin texture. And despite there being coconut oil in here, I find that it's in pretty decent agreement with my skin. So I've been loving to use this. So that's what I'm putting on right now. Now I'm gonna go in with the Perez bronzer, which I did just catch wind has been reformulated, so I probably won't be repurchasing it. But if you already own this, this is the blush bronzer in Roma, and I do love this product very, very much. So I'm just going in and applying this quite heavily because you can see I do look a little bit pale. I need a little bit more color going on. So it's just really nice to be able to work through this breakup and have someone who can take me out of the headspace, you know, because it all comes in waves. I felt like it was my shortcomings for not being enough for somebody, especially when they're being dishonest and their heart is not invested, and maybe the person has some issues that they need to work through that isn't allowing them to have these healthy relationships, or the void is just never going to be filled. You could be the best, most amazing person on the planet, you know, and it allows you to see other people a little bit more clearly as well, but in a way where I resent the person I was with for, he knew how bad he was hurting me, and he knew that his heart wasn't in it the way it was with me. And I feel like people get this whole, I'm gonna be the nice guy. And I think trying to be the nice guy is really being the asshole, because you're not being forthcoming. You're gonna string me along for longer than you would if I was to wrong you, or you felt more just in ending things with me because nothing is going wrong. You're just not feeling it. And sure, there's nothing wrong with that either. But I feel resentment for that because I just feel like it's mean-spirited and it's nasty. But then I'm also able to realize, like, you know, if someone's treating me like that, despite all the kindness and despite all the care and despite all the chances that I've given them, you know what I mean? There's nothing more I could do. And I kind of feel at peace with knowing that. You know what I mean? I'm shaking up these Grwm Lumiere Skin Fluids. They just came out with the shade Mila. It's this golden silver highlight. It's absolutely beautiful. And then I'm also going to go in with Elise, which is one of the blushes in pink, and I'm going to go in with that as well. And this has been the cheek combo as of lately. It is so beautiful. But anyway, so I've been going through that. I love being able to have these skills and the insight to, I don't know, process a breakup so differently than I ever have, because I've been single for a long time, and I think that's what made this hurt for me so bad. I feel so ready for a relationship, and I feel so introspective as far as my shortcomings, and I feel like I've gained so many tools on how to better communicate with just people in my life, like platonically or not, but I felt really ready for a relationship because I know that my biggest shortcoming in previous relationships, and obviously it is more clear now that I have gained the insight, when I feel under a lot of stress or I feel like I'm not being understood, I could just be over emotional and not communicate effectively, and I will result to, like, you know, maybe raising my voice, and still I'm not perfect. I still am a sensitive creature, and when my feelings are hurt, I can't help it. But it's about expressing to people in the moment that my feelings are being hurt, and offering up a solution as to how they could do that, because a lot of people, you know, not everyone is sensitive the way that I am, and there's nothing wrong with me being sensitive, and there's nothing wrong with anybody not being as sensitive as I am either. And sometimes if you just have a little bit of patience and understanding with other people, you can get them to be on the same page as you, and that is a beautiful thing. So I'm learning how to do that. Oh my God, talking. Oh my God, I've already talked so much, you guys. Please, I missed you. I'm very excited to be making videos. I'm excited to be showing you new makeup on camera right now, despite all of that. And I don't want to be all doom and gloom. I'm thinking what else I should talk about. So the benefit of me going through a breakup is something that I've always been like a healthy thing that I do actually, is I get really immersed in whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it be work or my hobbies and things like that. So I'm looking to channel this energy into creating more content for you guys. I feel a little bit some type of way about the content that I want to make, because as much as I love talking about the whole makeup thing, I'm in a fashion mode right now for sure. And I know a lot of my audience has been built on the makeup thing, and that will always, 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 always be present. I do love a look, and I feel like makeup ultimately completes a look, FYI, so it's not going nowheres, you know what I mean? But I just want to kind of shift the focus. I want to shift how I'm making things. I want to get a little bit more creative again, which I think I was once upon a time. Looking back, of course, it makes me cringe a little bit, but I'm happy that I explored that avenue. And I just don't want to, I find that I fall into relationships, not easily because I've been single for so long, but I can get caught up like hanging out with someone or maybe like dating. Like I'll just go on like a dating bender and it's exhausting. But it's because since I don't have friends, I think I just want to connect with people and I want to be social and I want to try to put myself out there, because I can get really all hermity. I can get super hermit, and I don't like that about myself, and I'm good with people, and I think it's healthy for me to put myself out there. And of course, if I want to make friends and I want to be close to others, being social is a great way to do it, yada, yada, yada. But I just lost sight there. I got so caught up in that way, and I feel like it beat down my self-esteem a lot, because I was just with someone who I just never felt good enough for, and what a terrible feeling that is, you know what I mean? Like, I never felt pretty enough, and I never felt interesting enough, and I never felt like I was social enough, and I felt like I was being made to feel like I was keeping someone down, even though I was not doing anything to keep him down, you know what I mean? Going in quick with the Alima Pure Pencil in Raven. I love this brow pencil. You know I'm not really into brow pencils, but this one is so pretty and natural. I am just doing the lightest fill in because I got my eyebrows done a couple days ago, and when they're fresh I actually like them not quite as they are, but with a little bit of brush and a tiny bit of product, I'm here for it. So anyway, something that I need to work on is just I pick up on red flags and I get super freakish strong gut feelings. And basically how this ended is the guy, by the way, the guy asked me to be his girlfriend. We were doing this whole like casual thing, whatever. And he had asked me to be his girlfriend. And I of course said yes. I was super excited. And you know, I wanted to take it slow enough because I wasn't sure what he was ready for or where his head was at. And I feel like I never really did. And it makes me upset that I spent so much time with someone and I really did feel a closeness, and I felt like I was getting to another level of closeness, and that's why I'm so happy that it ended when it did. But it was one of those situations where I just feel like he never really cared and he still doesn't, and saying that out loud kind of makes me sad. But it's just like I get caught up in like I know I don't deserve someone to treat me like that, because I know when I'm with someone, I am so all in. I know I'm a thoughtful person. I know I'm a caring person. I know, oh my God, my voice is like getting sad. Anyway, I know I am all of those things, and I just don't feel quite deserving of the most amazing guy ever, because I feel like I'm in a really transitional point in my life where I know I'm not exactly where I want to be. I kind of know where I want to go, don't really know how to do it. I'm trying to get the balls to do it. And so I don't feel quite deserving either. So I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. And it's a weird place to be. I feel like I kind of can get stuck in that little gray area sometimes, and I just need to just do it, as Nike says, and kind of find my way. So hopefully more content to come. You know, I've never meant to take absence as long as I did. It just happens that way sometimes, but I'm feeling re-inspired, sort of. I just want to figure out how to make the content that I want to make. You know what I mean? So I think I'm just gonna allow myself to make content maybe that you know, I'm not like, oh my God, it's the best video I ever made, but that's okay, because I think I will find my rhythm by allowing myself to do that. So I'm going in with the Jane Iredale Shadow and Steamy Classic. You guys will remember this one. And I'm just gonna buff that through the crease real quick. Alright, so I think I'm done talking about my feelings there for a minute. Just kind of wanted to let you guys know where my head's at. Kind of what I'm going through. I'm going through a little bit of a rough spot, but nothing I cannot power through or will power through. I just want to allow myself to feel it, you know, in a healthy way without, you know, sulking in it, but I also don't want to immediately go find refuge in hanging out with somebody else, because I find that that is absolutely the easiest thing to do. Fortunately, I don't really have anyone in my life that I can like go back to and try to re-pursue out of like, you know, boredom or loneliness or something like that. It would have to be something new, so I find that that's a little too much work that I'm willing to give right now. And not only that, I just want to focus on doing what I want to do a little bit more, and I think allowing myself to do that will help everything else fall into place. But you guys do need to share. What makeup have you been loving? What are we watching? What are we doing? All of the things. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not a TV show girl. Still not. Still just rewatching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and RuPaul's Drag Race. Those are my shows. That's what we're up to around these parts. So, something new that I've liked quite a lot, and I think I will do a dedicated video to them. I just quickly wanted to share it here with you. These Kosas 10-second liquid eyeshadows. They are so great. I am so into them. Today, I think we're gonna go in, what is this, Globe? Yeah, Globe is like, looks good on everybody, champagne neutral type of vibe. I'm not going for anything too crazy on the eyes today. Just going for like feel good makeup to sit down here and talk to you guys. So they do need to be shaken, of course. They are separated, and the texture of them is wacky. When I first put them on, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Turns out, I think they're fabulous. So they have this little flat applicator here, little like sponge tip. It's not really focusing on the applicator, it's more focusing on my hand, but I think we get the gist. And I'm just going to slap that on. So this really thin texture that you just kind of blend in. I'm just gonna take any old brush here, doesn't really matter. And I'm gonna tap that into the crease. And that's really gonna be it. They're not like crazy full-on metallic. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. So they're not crazy full-on metallic, but you can see we're definitely getting a little bit of shine. We're definitely getting a little bit of color, and it's still really neutral wearable, but it just gave it a little something something, which I enjoy. We're gonna go in now with the Honest Beauty liquid liner. I'm just gonna do a little something something. I wasn't quite gonna do this, I was just gonna smudge some brown, but I think this simple look would look really pretty with it. And I also wanted to show you that I really like this liner. I think it's incredibly black. I don't think it's like bulletproof, oh my god, long wearing, but can last a really decent amount of time and is the best option I found that is a more natural option as well. So I'm excited about it. And of course, it's very cost effective being from Honest Beauties. And in the intermittence of my camera shutting off, I also just wanted to share a thought, put that out there in the universe, you know what I mean? Where I hate people who think every relationship needs to end amicably. We need to be BFF, we need to la-di-da. No, certain people, it's like, if someone's gonna treat me the way they were, like talking to other chicks, which is what ended up happening with this guy, who knows if anything physical happened. I know that he was referring to me as not his girlfriend in certain messages, which was incredibly painful to read, getting inappropriate images from girls. And of course I don't blame them because there was no public, you know, showing that we were, you know, together. And why would there be? Of course, you gotta make sure that you're nice and available. I don't blame the women. They had no way of knowing. It was all, it was him 100%, but he was trying to tell me like about how he values my friendship and all these things. It's like the last thing someone who hurts you in that way is your fucking friend. Like, why do we even need to be friends? If I never see you again, it will be too soon. If I never hear from you again, it will be too soon. It's like, I feel free that I am rid of that. I feel like I can finally channel that energy into someone who will appreciate me and care about me back. And I find that people always want to find a different reason. Like, how funny is this? I got the gut feeling that I told you about, found exactly what I knew I'd find, and sorry if I'm out of frame while I do this. I found exactly what I knew I'd find, and then he wants to blame it on the fact that we aren't compatible. It's like, no. And if you're feeling that way, how wrong of you to stay with me and ask me to be your girlfriend when you thought that we were incompatible. It's like, what, are you that much of a lonely fucking loser? You know what I mean? So here, I'm like getting a little angry now talking about it, but you know what I mean. Sorry, that required a moment of silence. How do you guys feel about all of that? I just think it is healthy to set boundaries and stop talking to someone when you think that is. I don't think it is healthy to act like everything is sunshine and rainbows and good all the time. And I was with someone who could not accept the blame for anything, who was, you know, didn't want to cater to any agenda but his own. And these are all fine, but they're not fine when you have a girlfriend. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a hard thing for me that I felt so ready to be in a relationship and that it failed so epically. And I've also never caught anyone. It's not, I wouldn't call it cheating. I mean, the intentions to cheat were fully there, which it doesn't feel any better. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know, and I don't care to know. And if I never know, oh well, I know that he's an asshole who would. So same fucking difference, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to not take it out on myself, and it's not a shortcoming of mine. It's a, you know, he's feeling void in some way. Whatever, you know, I'm not your hero to come fix it. I was with a 30-year-old man who was behaving like a 16-year-old who couldn't keep his in his pants, you know what I mean? So, and again, not that I'm perfect. I struggled a lot communicating my sensitivities to him because he was really impatient. And I know that I did everything I could in the healthiest way that I could, and that is an end of an era. And now hopefully we can start a new era where Ashley actually uploads YouTube videos. Wouldn't that be nice? So, I'm hoping you guys are here for the vintage content because it's coming. It's just thrift, secondhand, all that stuff. I'm feeling pretty inspired on the styling front as well, so I would love to film some videos for that. Fashion videos though are more difficult because I feel like you need another pair of hands, but I will figure it out. I will get crafty for you guys. Also want to start selling my clothes, so let me know if you think that that would be better, and not just like my clothes so they won't all fit me. I've been shopping looking for stuff of all sizes. It just has to be cool, you know. That's the only requirement. And do you guys prefer Depop? Would you guys like if I did it on my Instagram? I follow Macy Eleni of Blazed and Glazed, and she does a bi-weekly Instagram sale through her stories, which I think is very cool. And I think it might have a little bit of a bigger reach than having you guys download Depop. Although if you don't have Depop, you should so download Depop because it is such an awesome app and I love it. But some videos that I would love to do are some channels that I'm very much inspired by, and you guys let me know what you think about these channels, if you've checked them out or if you choose to check them out because of my mentioning. I love Macy Eleni of Blazed and Glazed, and I'm gonna link these all down below to make it very accessible for you to check out. I like Tiny Acorn. Her style's not necessarily my personal style, but I like observing people of different styles and from different places of the world, and she does a lot of collaborative content, which I love. I wish I knew more people who created content in the South Florida area. If you do, hit me up. Maybe we could do something together. And thrift, get coffee, you know, all that good stuff. But not only that, I love B. Jones style. That's one of my favorites. I just think that she's a genius. I think she's a genius. I love her videos. Do we like outfits of the week? What type of fashion content do we like? I know it's not necessarily what you all are here for, but if you guys are open to that, I would love it. You know, I'm very out there style-wise, and so sometimes I think even if it's not your sense of style, people like to watch it. You know, I feel like a little bit of a clown that way. Really loving how the eyes came out. Oh, I'm also liking this Honest Beauty mascara. The Fit Glow is still my favorite, but I like the Honest for the bottom lash. And I also like it to go through and really separate and add even more length because it's this plastic thin wand, which I think is great. Yes. Okay. Lip products. I have about 75. I don't know what I want to put on. All new from Vapor. Vapor, the whole rebrand seems so cool. They came out with these high voltage lipsticks. They came out with these lip shears. What's the name of them? Lip nectars, which sounds beautiful. They also came out with these elixir glosses. I think I might do the nectar and the gloss, and we'll see what happens. You know, I realize I'm just not a full-on lipstick person these days. I like these tints that I can just give you a little bit of color. You can kind of hood it on with no mirror. This is pretty heavily scented. It smells like their Siren lipstick. So if you're familiar with that smell, which I think these basically are, perform similarly. And this is in the shade Hint. Oh yeah, they had the shade Hint. That's probably exactly what these are. I have to fact check that, but I'm feeling like that's what it is, because I remember they have a shade Hint, and I remember really enjoying that shade as well. And now we're gonna go in with the Elixir Gloss in Trust. Cool little applicator on that guy too. Okay, so these are pretty pigmented. However, this color happens to very much complement Hint, which is lovely. Feels good, definitely non-sticky. I don't really like how it's moving around. I think it's just because it's more pigmented. I'm not really used to it. Has a decent shine. Not like a candy apple, which I tend to gravitate towards. There's gonna be lipstick on my teeth. I'm sure of it. But anyways, you guys, that's it. I basically just wanted to reintroduce myself. My name is, like I said, so and I just wanted to show you some new makeup that I've really been loving, some stuff, both new, old, classics, and then I just wanted to share with you. I'm gonna have links to everything down below so you guys could check it out. This is like my go-to look these days. So, you know, certain things in rotation, but I'm really into the winged liner, really into a sheer lip, super into the RMS foundation and the Grwm cheek products, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna link every single thing down below for you guys. Basically, these type of videos are really for me to just connect with you, chat with you, speak with you. I wanna know where your head's at. I wanna let you know where mine is. I'm feeling like I'm getting into a very healthy space mentally, and despite the fact that I'm going through something very difficult for me, because I have not liked someone in the way that I like this person in a really long time. So I'm taking it pretty hard, but I'm also feeling incredibly thankful that these things all presented themselves, and that honestly I learned that I can trust my gut, and I got a gut feeling and I found it, and this was not the first time, this was probably the third time with the same person, and I accept the fact that they weren't ready for a relationship. I'm sad that I got dragged down with it, but there's only up to go from here, you guys. And you know, I'm not overly positive, mushy, gushy, positive affirmation, and not there's anything wrong with that. I think it's very healthy, but I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm a little bit more skeptical of these things. So therapy has been such a really, really nice help. This is a little bit of my therapy sessions carried on. So I would love to hear from you guys. Let's just have a really open conversation as always. Let me know what you want to see. I'm excited to bring some fashion-y content. Everything I'm wearing today, you know, little naked top, is thrifted. Necklaces, the whole thing. This is antique store, hair, zhuzhed. But that's it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was incredibly long-winded. I want to get better about making some more bite-sized, digestible videos, but I'm always open to your comments, concerns, constructive criticism, so please do give me your feedback down below. I hope you enjoyed hearing from me. It's been such a long time, and I'm so excited to post this, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the consistent love and support. Always, always, always. I appreciate you, and I will catch you guys very, very soon. I promise. Bye.